Minus maintenance. Clean printheads, replace cartridges, calibrate, and clear jams. Maintaining an inkjet printer is a more hands-on process than working with a laser printer because you are dealing with liquid ink that is prone to drying, leaking, and smearing. For a technician, a well-maintained inkjet printer can produce laboratory-quality photos, while a neglected one is a source of constant frustration and wasted supplies. Here is the professional procedure for performing a full maintenance cycle on an inkjet device. 1. Replacing ink cartridges. Ink cartridges are the lifeblood of the printer, but they are also sensitive electronic components. Identification. Ensure you have the exact model number. While a cartridge might physically fit in the slot, if the chip on the bottom doesn't match the printer's firmware, the device will refuse to print. The shake rule. Unlike laser toner, you should not vigorously shake an inkjet cartridge. Doing so can create tiny air bubbles in the liquid, which may cause gaps in the print until the bubbles settle. Vent tabs. Almost every inkjet cartridge has a yellow or orange plastic pull tab. This tab opens a tiny air vent that allows the ink to flow. If a technician forgets to remove this tab, a vacuum will form inside the cartridge, and no ink will reach the page. Installation. When the carriage slides into the service position, click the old cartridge out and the new one in. You should hear a distinct click, which signifies that the electrical contacts are properly seated. 2. Cleaning the printheads. This is the most critical maintenance task for an inkjet. Because the nozzles are microscopic, even a tiny amount of dried ink can block the flow. Software-based cleaning. Every inkjet has a head cleaning utility in its maintenance menu. This process uses the printer's internal pump to force a high-pressure burst of ink through the nozzles to dissolve clogs. Note, this uses a significant amount of ink. If the first cleaning doesn't work, wait 15 minutes for the ink to soak into the clog before trying a second time. Physical cleaning, the last resort. If software cleaning fails, you may need to physically clean the head. For integrated cartridges, you can prime the head by pressing it against a damp, lint-free cloth. For permanent heads, a technician may use a specialized flushing kit, a syringe filled with cleaning solution that is pushed through the ink intake ports. 3. Calibration and alignment. Because an inkjet printhead is physically moving back and forth on a belt, its timing can get out of sync. This leads to stepwise lines or blurry text. The alignment page. When you select Align Printheads, the printer produces a page filled with numbered patterns of lines or boxes. User input. You must look at the page and identify which numbered box has the straightest lines or the least amount of overlap. You enter these numbers into the printer's interface. The result. The printer's firmware now knows exactly how many milliseconds to wait before firing a droplet of ink, ensuring that every dot lands in the exact same spot on every pass of the carriage. 4. Clearing paper jams. Inkjet printers are more prone to crumple jams because the paper is often thinner or more specialized, like glossy photo paper, than standard office bond. Follow the path. Always try to pull the paper in the direction of normal travel. If you pull the paper backward, you risk stripping the delicate plastic teeth on the drive gears. Clear the carriage path. If a piece of paper is stuck under the printhead carriage, never force the carriage to move by hand while the printer is on. This can damage the encoder strip, the thin, clear plastic film that tells the printer exactly where the carriage is located. Small fragments. If a sheet of paper tears, use a pair of tweezers to remove every tiny fragment. A piece of paper no larger than a fingernail can trick the optical, paper out, sensor into thinking there is a permanent jam. 5. Maintaining rollers and feeders. If the printer is making a screeching sound or failing to pull paper at all, the rollers are likely dirty. Cleaning. Use a lint-free cloth dampened with a small amount of distilled water to wipe the pickup roller. Turn the roller manually to clean the entire circumference. The grit roller. Use a soft brush or compressed air to remove any paper dust from the grit rollers, the metal rollers with the textured surface. If dust builds up here, the paper will slip, causing the image to look stretched or squished.